Brand new parody animation channel, Bantamation, out now. Check out the link in the description below for all the bants, and be sure to subscribe for more.
What the heck? What the heck was that? What the heck?
Let the boy enjoy his game. I'm gonna be quite honest, I was with him on that one. I was really excited. But as all analysis videos go, we should probably take a little dive deep. Hey buddies, it's Will of DAGames, and welcome to a Fnaf Security Breach gameplay trailer analysis. That was a jumble of words and a half. So last night, Sony's State of Play was around, and all these new games that are coming out for the PlayStation 5 were revealed, and as Steel Wool pretty much hinted, pretty much a day before, I guess. Was it 2 days before? I can't remember. That there was gonna be a gameplay trailer drop. But what's weird is that video was supposed to come out in March, I would have believed. But if we're being severely pedantic, then we're all gonna be extremely depressed. Now, I've already watched this, hence why it's the analysis. I did a stream over on twitch.tv/DAGamesOfficial, where I do a lot of my streams. We did the State of Play reaction right there, which was super fun. And we're actually gonna go through this now, because I feel as though a lot of theories that I had beforehand might come to fruition. I mean, honestly, that last video, I was just joking, but, I mean, never say never. So obviously, right off the bat, it may contain inappropriate content. Fuck's sake. Here we go.
When I first found you, you were nothing.
So, a lot of people were speculating that this is Afton. I guess that makes sense, actually, because if we think about it in FNAF VR, he was kind of revived in glitch trap format. I can only suspect that that's what's going on here.
You were small, pathetic, but now you are more. Are you ready?
So who's he talking to? I think in this perspective we're thinking about Vanny. When them two met, it was like FNAF VR, I imagine. It was like, oh, I took over your body and everything, but now you've molded into the crafts per se. I'm getting real Saw vibes from this. So if you think about Jigsaw and the Pigmask Hoodlum, you know? Like, there's a mastermind and there's a henchman working together. That sort of felt like what I was going with previously. There was going to be a mastermind throughout this whole thing. And mastermind would sort of be the entire mall. Whereas you've got a henchman running the kind of business so that it can carry on Afton's legacy. And right off the bat, we've got like a really creepy, like, jumping in the corridors, etc. Obviously it says captured on PS5, mix of gameplay and cinematics shown. I can only suspect that that's cinematic. You'll see it, like, but it did, for the sole intents and purposes, they dev'd it. But that does look creepy, and the music. Oh, here we go. So already, right off the bat, here is our look at the security guard. Now, a lot of people are saying this is Vanessa. Is she? Here's the thing, a lot of people said Vanessa is the security guard. And this is where I'm a bit confused now, because, like, if we look at the trailer even further, you'll see that the hesitance and confusion. Are we sure this is Vanessa? Actually, was it fully confirmed? Did Scott ever turn around and actually say, yeah, this is Vanessa? Or is this a fan theory that was made? Because I can't figure that out. So we have to hypothesize in that one. If this is Vanessa, then we gotta think this is Vanessa and Vanny, and this is their normal form, and she's still being manipulated by the mastermind. But if these are two completely different people, then that suspects to believe that this one is literally trying to get you out. And that perspective shot is just amazing. I think we are Gregory during this point, so that's cool. And another nice shot view. We've already seen this, I think, in the RTX trailer reveal. I'm trying to get a nice clean shot of what was there. Yeah, because that's in such motion, we can't tell what that is, but we can only suspect that that's part of some sort of assault course. Now, the fact that they're wearing, like, spacesuits and stuff like that, I can only presume this is a laser tag course. We see Montgomery here, but I don't think that's the golf course. I think this is laser tag. Because look at all, like, the obstacle courses. You're going around and everything, and you got, like, these space things. I only ever associated laser tag with that, so, and maybe that's the waiting room. Let's say you're a parent and you have to wait in the lobby for the kids to play around in the laser tag section. Not gonna lie though, if this was laser tag, look at all the possibilities of you falling through. If you get caught in between the little holes and there's no barricades, it's very dangerous. But I doubt that was intended to be safe. We are dealing with a poltergeist. But yeah, I think this is laser tag. And it's been revealed that the mall is called Freddy Fazbear's Pizzaplex. It's a multiplex. And if you all know what multiplexes are, they're big giant malls with all sorts of different things. It's a very fitting name. It's a very fitting name. And another perspective shot of Vanny. I have a feeling like that's Vanny's default running mechanic while they don't know where you are. So if you see that silhouette, then they're probably unaware of your existence around the place. And if they do find you, then they'll probably come screaming for you. Or they never touch you and or they harness their power into the animatronics. We don't know. And we return with the traditional Scott Cawthon flare, which is from the old trailers. However, there were some people that were keen to point out that the glitches, you can sort of see a little silhouette of Vanny from what I believe. Now, they could either be Vanny or Glitch Trap. I mean, it's far too ominous in the background to really speculate. But it's definitely a bunny, so... And here's our first look at, like, the proper animatronics in their animated form. We've seen them before. Thanks, Funko. I don't actually have beef with them, by the way. The animatronics here have been blown up and flared and animated, and it's looking pretty pristine. The hair texture, you know, after looking at the hair texture, they have gone into detail. I'm just gonna say in advance, part of this trailer will show probably early dev stuff where the textures are missing, and part of it will show where the textures are. This is common for dev trailer or early access stuff. And they have red eyes. So, I mean, much like every other animatronic, they have the inclined mind to be possessed. It's kind of the deal. And reality falls. There's Montgomery with the red eyes and everything. It looks pretty sick. The stage is set. And there's Glamrock Chica, I believe is the name. It's either Glamrock Chica or Rockstar Chica. Again, I'm just speculating. I've been out of the loop. And that's all of them. Oh, I mean, they do look really nice. Obviously, they fit the multiplex personalities. I think it's really cool. Not one of them is a damn drummer. That's what I've always found a little bit annoying about this. It's a band, but there's no drummer. Where's the drummer?
Got a little bit of percussion, otherwise everybody's out of time.
Unless the metaphor is that the drummer is keeping everybody in beat. Metaphorically. That's a little bit too brain-wormy.
I got a worm in my brain.
Gregory.
And this is our shot of Gregory in the control room. Now, I suspected we would go in the control room, but what purpose this part is beyond us. I feel like this could be very close to the beginning to the middle of the gameplay. Though, some people have suspected either two things about this person. Look at the stripes on the shirt. Does that look familiar? But also, generally, there's some comic book thing that there's like a graphic novel that there's like Fetch Time Gregory or something. But either way, this is Gregory. See, that's where the textures are sort of coming in. You can see some of the textures have really had attention to detail in these moments. So some of it's still early.
We can get you out of here. You and me together.
So, okay, this is probably the security guard telling you to like that we can find a way to get you out of here. So this is suspect to believe that we're going to be here all night. Five Nights at Freddy's is usually 5 nights, but this seems like it's only going to go for like probably 5 episodes through one long ass night. Similar to Sister Location. Apparently that was like 1 night going through it all, I guess. Or it could be that you clocked in and I don't know. All right, so this I predicted this. This is Monty's golf course. Monty would have his very own golf course. I did think this because I'm doing a Fnaf security breach parody on Banter. By the way, Bantermation is my other animation channel. Check that link in the description down below if you like animated parodies. I had the idea of having Monty's golf course, and I was going to have like a Trump animatronic and stuff like made in China on the butt cheeks. That's a scrapped script for now because now we're going for shorter ones. But I had the theory that, yeah, Monty's golf course. This would be a golf course. This is crazy golf. It definitely looks like this would be more of a crazy golf course. All right, so this is one important bit. This is Roxanne's section. And you can see, like, pirates and all that stuff. She was very punky, and normally the stereotype for punky stuff is we all fucking love pirates. And that seems like it would be the case. Now, Vanessa is here and walking around trying to find you, but why are you hiding? This makes no sense to me. Why are we hiding? So there's a couple of theories behind that. One, you know better than to trust Vanessa because she is Vanny. In this case, if Vanny and Vanessa were the same person and the security guard is the same, then we can go with that theory. Or two, this is the very beginning and you can't be too sure yet. Or you're hiding and you're letting her do the business. She's not actually looking for you. She's helping you, but you have to hide so she can move around and keep Vanny away. That was another theory that I had.
They won't stop hunting you.
They won't stop hunting you. Well, I mean, there's nothing you can really speculate out of that. They won't stop hunting you.
None of them will stop hunting you.
Now, this is the underground for sure. Now, this looks like the sewage system that takes you through the very bottom. Most multiplexes have this. They have a drainage system. and that goes out into the main city, and then like purifies and all that stuff. So I don't think you're quite in the multiplex itself, and you're not further down underground. You're probably like a little further out. But that begs me to believe that we're going to be exploring a lot in this. Now here, this is what everybody was talking about, this big old playground. What I was saying about the original part of the trailer, there's some parts where there's some textures and lighting and rust and all that stuff that's been really paid attention to detail. Then you have this. This is a prime example of an early dev build. And who could blame them? A lot of people really wanted to see stuff, and this is the result of rushing things. Like any game dev would tell you, a rushed game will never be good if you put all that time in it. Just think about it as well. It's pandemic time, folks. Obviously, dealing with the restraints of the pandemic is gonna do this sometimes. They're gonna get better, I reckon. Unfortunately, if this is what we're gonna see as the final product, then, I mean, it is slightly disappointing, but hey, because I'll explain what I mean about it being very early dev stuff. You'll hear. Oh, beforehand. This whole thing here is a big reveal. I have a lot to say about this. This looks like a museum. This looks like the gallery, the showcase, where you can probably go around in each different booth and get a photo taken with the animatronics. It looks like photo booths. If you've ever seen the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or like Madame Tussauds, you have all these, animatronics, or you have these wax figures, or have all these, prolific figures made in wax figures. You can take pictures with them. This looks like a showcase of that. And there'll be like several bookings that will happen. There'll be some that'll be booked in one place, and some will be booked in another. And I think your job is to put the animatronics back into those places, but that could just be overthrowing it like crazy. Obviously, we've got the guitar. We've got all of these. Got a traffic cone.
Oh, I love that traffic cone, oh yes.
We've got Chica Chicken. We've got Montgomery Raptor. We've got Freddy Fazbear. I think back here is Roxanne's corner as well. And look, we got the cupcake. It's pretty obvious when you look back at it. Oh my god, the cupcake from Fnaf 1. So I think some pre-existing objects were either used from the previous games, because Scott tends to have the Blender files for them, or two, this was recreated and it was in the spirit of the said cupcake that we've seen. But we know it's tradition. With that in mind, if the cupcake exists, then old things can exist. I doubt that we would go as far as that. There's only certain things, like if we're to believe that this is not a lost relic item, but something that was created specifically for the multiplex as an homage, I don't think we're going as far back as homaging the old animatronics. Remembering, I think a lot of them got burnt to a crisp. Then again, we had the auction, so there's always that. And obviously the statues right here. We've got Chica there, Roxanne there. Freddy will obviously be further back. Oh, wait, no, is that? No, that's Montgomery. Is it? That's gotta be Montgomery. Like, I don't think they're in any specific order, that's the thing. They could be, and maybe the perspective's just throwing it off. Now, look at the perspective shot here. So Rockstar Chica is right there. This would be typically one of those showcases where you line up and you take a picture with these characters, and there you are, and then you walk away with a little souvenir. That's the celebration of the multiplex, so to speak. But there's two things that I'm looking at with this. There's a door right here, okay? There's a door right here. Where does it lead to other than the other room? I know some people in my Twitch chat said, that could lead to like a photo booth inside there. It's like, you can't fit a whole booth in such a small slab of brick like that. So that leads me to believe that these are just extra places for the staff to walk through each and every individual place. But that's not the only door that I'm thinking of here. I mean, look, there's a salon here, so it looks like you've got a salon. You can probably spruce yourself up ready for the picture, or this is just for show. But it's this door right here. This door. I think there's some significance with these doors. If you can lure those away and you get key access codes, I think you'd be able to get through that door, and there might be some extra mystery. So you'd be able to, like, manipulate stuff through there, too. You're secured, you breach the security of it. I'm just saying, I think those doors have significance. There's obviously an arcade machine. I think it looks more like a DDR. No, that's not DDR upon further inspection. Never mind. And you've got a waiting booth right here, a nice little sofa to sit down on. You've got the speakers, you got vents, pretty much self-explanatory, and you got a picture of Chica. Nice. I like the carpet details too.
We have to get you out by morning.
Okay, so we just heard the security guard say they've got to get them out by morning. So yeah, this further backs it up that this could be just a whole ass night, split into 5 different chapters, or for whatever will feel like 5 nights. But this bit right here is exactly what I was talking about with the early dev stuff. Now, if any of you know about modeling, you know about vertices and vertex. however you want to talk them. Look at how limited that vertices. Very, very unclean. Now, presuming this was made in Blender, you can use smoothing techniques and texture techniques and nodes, which I suspect believe that's what's going to happen in the further future when these things are put into actual action. That's what I'm talking about. This is all early stuff. You can tell it's very early. Unfortunately, again, if this is the final product, then, oh boy. I mean, I have my criticisms. It still looks exciting. And we're in the ball pit now, which is cool. They have a ball pit. I mean, it makes sense. There's a whole playground right there. It makes sense. Although I will say, when you do fall, that was a bit janky, right? I was expecting like maybe a bit of camera wiggle, like a little motion, but oh well. And again, you can see the balls here have different vertices lines, very small amounts. But for what it is, there's a lot of motion with these. And the fact that you even have a ball pit in the first place is really nice. I don't know whether this has any significance to having an animatronic hiding there, or it's just a little attraction to play. I can't speculate past that. Okay, so this is where Chica is. She could be looking for you, or she's passing by and this is just a stealth move for you. You would think that maybe once they're active and they find you, that their eyes suddenly glow red because they're like, intruder, here we are. Yep, we found you, we're gonna kill you. That's what I suspect from this. And obviously this is the kitchen. I think Gordon Ramsay would have a field day with this. But they look locked up as well. Look at all these chains. I don't see that on many different places, but maybe that's the build of the rack.
You will do as I say.
You will do as I say. Some people were suspecting that this was Montgomery speaking. Although, it could be Freddy speaking it. It could be Freddy, it could be Montgomery, it could be any of the male animatronics. It could be any of them. But it doesn't sound like this comes from specifically them. This is all playing into the mastermind's hand. I think Afton is taking control of all of these because he's in the mainframe of them all. Or he's getting Vanessa/Vanny to do all the work for him. But you're also in the ball pit here. So, were you in the playground, or is this another ball pit altogether?
You will bring me what I want.
You will bring me what I want. So, again, you've got tasks to do. Sometimes you've got to do tasks for certain animatronics. Sometimes you don't. I feel like it's going to be a huge manipulation game. You're going to have one side telling you what to do. You're going to have the other side telling you what to do. And it's up to you to make those decisions. And if you don't make the right decisions, you probably get a different kind of ending. I wouldn't say it's totally butterfly effect, but it's borderlining it. But already we're seeing like space, and we're seeing like a castle in the sky with curtains. Can only imagine that's where, you know, have like a puppet show or something. But obviously we have another view of the attraction, which is the playground.
And if you fail me...
So yeah, this is a threat. It's like, you know, this is your bargain. I'm holding this ransom, sort of shit. And we have Roxanne currently out of her bay, because this would normally be her bay and she's running for you. So, this confirms that this is part of the gameplay. There's the door again. We have doors in every single one of them. I'm telling you, these things have access, and we're going to have to use that at some point. I swear, it's probably going to be something to do with that. And I bet it'll be time-based. So, depending on the time, there'll be access. Or, if you go around and get certain admission keys, and you find it in your inventory, then you can use these to swipe in to get through that door, and you can go through and mess around with some stuff. Now, that is something. She's fast. All of them are fast. And, you're slow. That's going to be annoying. That's going to be severely annoying. If there's one thing I find really annoying is like when the enemy is superiorly fast and you're super slow. Unless you have running yourself. That looks like a shot where she was going to get you.
And you will.
All right, so here we go. Here's the watch. The big thing that everybody was freaking out about is this watch. This will be your main functionality to control your surroundings. So you'll have different perspectives. You'll have the hindsight of everything around the mall, and you'll have your inside experience. Now, if we're looking at it, we see the camera section. We have enough cameras here. Now, my original thought is 1, 2, 3, there's like 6 cameras, but this is a huge multiplex. I doubt there's 6 cameras. So my original theory was you get access to certain cameras when you do certain things, and you have to let go of certain cameras. So it's like you manipulate where the cameras are, but you're only limited to a certain amount. But then upon looking at it, we have the map here. So maybe we have to select the location in the map, and then in the cameras we get access to those individual cameras. So in essence, we do have access to all the cameras. We just have to be selecting it on the map in a specific place. And the map will obviously help you find where you are. Now the inventory is probably where you're going to go and find all of these things that will help you through this. So you'll get access keys, or you'll get certain tickets, but then you have tickets down at the bottom anyway. You'll have certain things to help you through, like maybe stamina bars, energy drinks, all of that. Think Baldi's Basics, except less. You know what I mean. And logs. You're gonna go around and there's probably gonna be some diaries. You're gonna hear these diaries and they're gonna be about all the experiences of either building this establishment or the previous establishments. And you'll hear sort of maybe past logs, past audio files of certain characters that were in the past. Might be able to hear more of Michael, maybe more of Will. All this stuff. It feels like a giant celebration of the Fnaf series altogether. And just to focus in on this is very Caribbean kind of place. It's very beach lifestyle. Wherever that is going to be pretty crazy. But that looks like an and sign, so the floor is going to show like a title. Down here, you've obviously got limited torch power, which is pretty reminiscent of the old days. You have 100% battery life right now. However, I'm suspect to believe that means you have to charge this. So you're not always going to have this if you abuse it so much. If this was the very beginning, think about this, right? There's 8 caution signs here. There's 2 admission tickets. It's 12:09 a.m. And if theoretically your night lasts at 12 a.m., that's usually the beginning time of the night, and you're only 9 minutes in, I don't think it's possible to get all of that in the 9 minutes that are in the game time. Which could back up the theory that this will last for prolonged nights, and maybe the morning shift, the day shift, will be another perspective. Who knows? It's like, by night it's this, but by day it's this. You know. However, if this is all just dev stuff, the early dev stuff that means nothing, then I could be looking too deep into that too. Everybody looks too deep into this stuff. I'm doing the same. But then down here, you have admission tickets. I think that's for the photo booths. Or the prize corner, so you could, like, get certain prizes.
Both of you!
There's another shot of the playground.
Burn!
Okay. So there's, what some people have been calling it Moondrop. That's a full-on perspective of Moondrop. It is one consistent animatronic. There's no way that it just morphs into something else. It is one consistent and whole animatronic, which means the sun and the moon animatronics must be very different from each other, and they must operate depending on where you are in a specific time. So if it's a lit room, then you'll see sunrise is what everybody's saying, and if it's a dark room, you'll see Moondrop. And of course, they're just gonna come kill you. But there must be a way to send them away. So with Moondrop, I think there's weaknesses. So with Moondrop, if you shine the light on them, then they'll not like that and they'll walk away. With Sunrise, dim the lights, remove all the lights, and then they'll not want to do anything and they won't have enough power and they'll run away. Okay, so yeah, Montgomery just smashed the shit out of a fence. But let's just disregard that for a second. We're in the warehouse. That little tunnel down there is probably where all the trucks come through to bring you storage and supplies. This looks like it's very underneath the rail. Like, you see this in most warehouses. Now, Montgomery came in and smashed that door down, which makes you think at first glance he's gonna come get you. Probably not, but I think maybe he's coming out to get you. And we saw this in the RTX reveal. So there's L for lower ground and pizza for the diner. So begs me to believe there is actually more than just this. There is a huge, massive underground facility. I think this is gonna be crazy. And this is Roxanne. She's trying to get through, but I feel like you locked her behind there so she can't get through. Which means you probably have the power to lock certain places down. Or she does actually make it through. And that would mean defaulted all animatronics have a bit of time when you close the door before they eventually smack it down. Okay, so there's plenty of obstacles here that the animatronics can push through. There are certain things that they can, you know, walk past. So if you put stuff in their way, then they will get past regardless. But it might slow them down slightly, but it might slow you down to even try it. So there's another perspective shot of Vanny walking through the corridor, skipping as usual. Okay, so here's Sunrise. I love how they've got like those sort of Ed from Ed, Ed and Eddie kind of eyes. It's pretty nuts. Though again, looks absolutely beautiful. But I think operates based on light and dark. And this bit surprised me. There's a whole freaking racetrack. This is bigger than we imagined, guys. Though again, semi-early stages. Look at the textures on the walls. There's no texture. It's just mostly gradients and solid colors, which means they're probably going to add a little more in later down the line. But look down here. You've got like, this is the construction site. This begs me to believe this isn't finished yet. Or it has just finished. But if it isn't finished and we can't use this, then my theory is this will eventually be a place you can explore in future DLC. Because we had Help Wanted have DLC, and all of that, so this could have DLC. But regardless, imagine racing around the cards with these. I doubt that. Why would you need to though? Why would you need to race around against the animatronic? I get this is all like Jigsaw, like I want to play a game, but there's no pain in winning like this. I mean, you probably are gonna. Moondrop can go down the slide just like you, so you can all do that. And now this is it, staff only. Remember I was talking about those doors in the photo booth? I think they're kind of connected. You can go behind and then you'll be eventually in the staff section. This looks like the kitchen. And there's Vanny. You could hear that. That's a sort of semi-remix of the, you know, the ominous music that you hear from Freddy in FNAF 1. And that's Vanny. Looking all ominous as ever. Stitched, though. Very like, all of it's stitched. That's the thing. So, sort of looks semi-human, sort of doesn't. And here we are, the prolific security breach logo.
There is more going on here than you realize.
There's more going on here than you realize. As judging by this. That scene there kind of threw me a rope. Because look at that. You've got, like, the animatronic sort of endoskeleton. And then you've got moldy stuff. You can see the moldy, fleshy kind of stuff all around. Some people have said this is like moldy Springtrap. Some people have said this is a nightmare animatronic. Some people have incorporated their own OCs in there. But this is probably Springtrap. This is probably the way that Vanny was able to kind of like... Maybe that was Vanny's whole point, was to get Afton back into his body, etc. And this is how it was able to happen. Or perhaps this is an amalgamation of several animatronics from the past kind of formed together to make a hybrid. And this is the amalgamation. This is the result of the hybrid. Then 2021 is the said release. Overall, there is so much to look forward to. Oh wait, there's one thing.
And you will, both of you, burn!
Both of you will burn. Now, that could either be referring to the security guard and yourself, or whoever you're in cahoots with. Or maybe, like, if none of the operation goes the way that Afton wants, then perhaps he'll in turn burn Vanny. I mean, he's already kind of said at the very beginning, already manipulating the case. So, I mean, this is classic Jigsaw kind of stuff. But yeah, overall, that's massive analysis from me. It's made me ask a lot more questions, although, for some reason, it's kind of clarified a lot of the things that I theorized, and maybe given them more leverage. I still think Afton's the entire mall. Metaphorically or physically, I still think that makes sense. I think I'm joking. After this trailer, I'm kind of like, I was originally half joking, and it's like, no. I think there's something up with this. Anyway, folks, that was the analysis. I hope you enjoyed that. This is a double upload today, so next one is Little Nightmares 2, coming out later tonight. If you like what you saw here, click like and subscribe, share for friends and family, maybe your dog. Check out DAGames Official or Will DA Ryan on Twitter for the newest information on music, animations, let's plays, and live streams. I'm Will at DAGames. We analyzed the fuck out of Five Nights at Fucky's. Security fuck. And I'll see you next time. Fuck out!